We tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment. Micah, back.
Everybody, welcome to King's Court. Today, I got my good buddy, the commander, here with me. And our special guest, Carl Loomis. Carl's here today.
Yes.
You know, I never get tired of hearing that little clip. I got news for you.
Me neither, man. I don't ever get tired of that stuff, ever.
I had to put that into the damn intro just so we can have that, because that's funny. And I'm glad I said Dean Cerny sent that to me. Dean was the one that sent that back to me. I lost it on WO, but that was funny. That's just too much. That's a real thing. That really happened. That wasn't a stage skit. That happened.
So remember the other one I think I sent to you? We tried to reach out to the 3 kids that died here, but no one was for contact or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I like that one. I like that one back too.
There's just some straight up stupidity in the world. I mean, that's you're a reporter. I mean, come on.
People are guess what? They're people.
They're people. They're people.
But no, it's I've been accused of that being staged. I'm like, well, I didn't stage the damn thing. I don't know where you got your stage from, but it wasn't me. I didn't think it's funny.
Right.
But
it's darn funny.
Yeah. So, guys, we're here today. Like I said, Carl, he's got a special thing he's going to talk about here in a few minutes. So we'll get after that in just a second. Right. Share out, guys. Share this out. Make sure you check us out on BB Nation over there. Them fine gentlemen carry us on their over there on their platform. Check out Comedy Vets on Facebook, and our new YouTube page, Comedy Vets. We've been putting on there. Go down the playlist and look at some of our comedians that's affiliated with us that we use. They put on some of their shows on there in the playlist. The place says comedy. Go on there and check it out. You guys will be get to see Pete Barlow, David Scott, Richard Montano. Before Richard Montano lost a lot of weight, he was probably 4 bills on this one, on some of his on there. Shout out to him for losing all that weight. That's impressive. I don't care who you are. It's impressive right there. And so, go on and check that out, please. And like, comment, share that out. I'd like to get a lot of views on that. If we can get a lot of views on that, that'd be great on that channel. Build that thing up, because I want to be able to go live on that during shows, and we got to have X amount of shorts on it to go live on it. So you guys hit that up, share it out so we can go live during some of these comedy events and bring y'all some free comedy once in a while. Break your heart. I know it would, because it would me.
Yeah, I know.
But,
you guys got some good content on there. I'll tell you that right now. Some good content, some funny stuff. My gosh.
Appreciate it. I added a couple things from my old archives back when I was doing skits. Me and my funny electrician guy friend, I played 2 of them on the show last week. Go check them out, man. Them are killer. Those are killer. We got in the house tonight. We got BJ Reed. BJ Reed. She's first on the list here. I don't know the timestamp. Says the same as Dean, but today we're gonna give to BJ. She's the first. Dean Cerny's in the house. Oh, my wife's here. We all better shut up. Redneck A-hole. What's up, my sluts? Oh, Redneck A-hole. Yeah, he joined us today. Guys, go over and check out check out Del Baldwin and watch for some of the things I put online that this guy makes. He makes some fantastic stuff, and he donates them, sells them. He donated a lot of stuff to veterans over there. Great. Go to Redneck Pimp Club and go on there and check out some of the things the ride that they had and his stuff on there. Man, this stuff's beautiful. He spends time makes this stuff, and he's not asking, recognition for it, but if you want to buy something, he'll negotiate a good deal for you.
Good.
All right. Now y'all know how we do this. Let's get to our missing persons. Something we started doing here, and people like it. People comment on it. I hope that one day this will bring some closure to somebody on here, find their family member. I know last couple of years we're doing this, people, hey, this person's been found, but thank you anyway. So I appreciate that. Appreciate it. But here we go, guys. I don't remember doing this kid. If we have, I'm sorry, it hadn't been found, so we'll do him again. His name's William Ebenezer Jones Jr. Okay. Here's his pictures of then and now. Here's him with Santa Claus. Look at the little ears on this little boy. This is the enhanced photo at approximately 50 years old. Here's some of the residents where he lived in back in that day. There's the Jones home and a whole line of things there. Guys, if you see this little boy, or that man, I guess now, know anything about him, some of the different ages, this is what he was worn at the time of or not worn when he was missing. This says his sweater not worn when he was missing. Okay, he had it on right before he came up missing. And so, all right, let's get to the information.
Wow.
His alias was Billy Jones. I don't know why, but that's his alias. Date of birth was March 15, 1959. He's in Bridgetown, New Jersey. Blonde, brownish hair. Eyes are blue. So that means, guys, he's probably got, blue-eyed people are more sensitive to light. So he might be a big-time sunglass wearer at an old age. That's a good hint, a good piece of information. At the time of disappearance, he was 3'6". At the time of disappearance, he weighed 35 pounds. A white male. He has a vaccination scar shaped like a giraffe on the back of his left arm between the elbow and shoulder. That's a good piece of information because you never grow out of that, guys. At the time of his disappearance, Jones loved dogs and would do anything for dogs. On December 17, 1962, then 3-year-old William Billy Jones Jr. was last seen outside of his neighbor's house in Vinland, New Jersey, around 11:45 a.m. He was last seen wearing a light blue or grayish snowsuit with a navy collar or silver buttons, a hat that matched his snowsuit, and a tan high-top crepe-soled shoes. Damn. And with yellow laces. He reportedly had a dime in his pocket that was given to him by his mother. Back in that day, a dime was for a phone call. Or even a kid knew like a phone call back in that day. For any information concerning this person, please contact your local FBI office, your nearest American embassy or consulate, or the Vineland Police Department, Vineland Police Department at 856-696-1212, field office in Newark, or as usual, you can submit an anonymous tip online. Once again, check out all these. Here's an enhance of what he could look like at 50. Every year that changes. It's like a common white man to me. So study hard, and hopefully we get his family some closure. All right. Got that done out of the way. Now, some news. Severe weather been going on, guys. Make sure your insurance is up to date. Make sure you get things took care of right. Insurance company, don't get hosed like I did back a long time ago in 2015. Make sure you understand your insurance claim. Make sure you understand your policy and your insurance. So there's no gray areas, no question. Okay, and stick to your guns. If you had damage, you call. That's what you pay the damn bill for. Okay, that's what you pay the bill for. If they're a sorry ass company who raise their rates because you make them do the job, then find you another company. All I can tell you about them guys. All right. Dean said, I would have been first comment, but I was eating. That's okay. The Godfather's here. The Godfather's here making flags now. Good job. Thank you, Redneck. Hey, he's in his shop out there making stuff right now.
All right.
Poor kid probably left because his parents couldn't pick out a decent name for him. It didn't sound like they dressed him too awful. I mean, wow. Yellow shoes would have got me beat up at 2. Yellow shoelaces. I mean, come on. But anyway, that's what happened back in the day, and hope they find some closure. The giraffe shape that his smallpox vaccine made is usual, but I've seen or around. Whomever took him may have changed his name, and him being so little, he might not remember his original name. No, he might not. That's why them enhancement photos are very important. Of course, we all should do one when we're little, and when we get a certain age, see how it turned out, see how close they are. Because after all, you're just a guess. They're not counting for any major accidents you might have, any scars you might get on your face or anything like that. But I want to thank PNC Construction sponsoring this another episode. PNC Construction for all your concrete needs. Contact PNC Construction, Wood Heights, Missouri.
Right.
PNC means Parker and Chloe. Parker and Chloe Construction. They do an outstanding job, reasonably priced, and they get after it. They're not there tear up your yard for 2 or 3 days, come set up forms 2 or 3 days and do something. No, sir. They come and do your yard work one day and they get it the next day. So that's where we're at on that. All right. Here I'm dropping every damn thing. That's funny. Woohoo, yeah. Okay. Before we get to mysteries, you guys want to know why we got our good friend on here, Mr. Carl Loomis. Carl Loomis is part of the BV Nation crew. He's looking at putting a show on sometime, coming back. He used to do a lot of this on podcasting. Very good at it. Very informational dude. So I can't wait to see him bring a new show back. But he's on here for a special event coming up. I'm going to put a picture up. You won't see his face. All you're going to see is a picture, but you can hear him. Carl, if you'll tell him what you got for us, please, sir.
So, a little bit of a backstory.
He must have froze up.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And so into it. I wish I had pictures of the display, but I don't anymore. The display was 96 boards long, and it was everything from the very first war all the way out to Afghanistan, Iraq, and it's never been updated. It's in shambles now, unfortunately. But anyway, we created that display, and we created a Remembering America's Heroes to a gentleman by the name of Ken Buckles out of Milwaukee High School. He used to be a football coach, and then a weight training coach, and then a histories coach. And so that Humvee that you see right there was donated to him by Weston Kia on Gresham, Oregon, and they want to take this across country. They have been invited to a parade in Washington, and basically they're looking for donations. It is a nonprofit. It is veteran based. It has been it's been quite the journey for them. They've gotten quite a bit of stuff, quite a bit of recognition in it, and it's one of a kind. And sorry, my phone's going crazy and it's hooked up to the stereo and this, that, and the other thing. You can reach them at www.rawheroes.com, or you can look up Living History Day or Remembering America's Heroes in your little Google search bar. And these guys are just looking for donations to go across the country to bring this awareness to this era and how we treated them when they came home. We want to apologize to every single one of them. And that's something that is very passionate of mine. It's very passionate of his. When we originally created the High Cost of Freedom display, we originated that we wanted to take that all the way across the United States and set it up on the fence of the White House. Well, we don't get to do that. We get to do this instead. And I've been involved with them since I was a freshman in high school. And so that's pretty much it.
Excellent.
That's awesome. Yeah, yesterday, as a matter of fact, 50 years ago today, I came home.
From Vietnam? Yeah.
Yeah, Saigon fell.
Saigon fell.
Yesterday was the 50th anniversary of Continuous Wind. And so, yeah.
So,
excellent, Carl. So, now, you said we're driving this. Well, not we aren't, but our hearts are going to be with them, of course, when they do this.
Yeah.
They're going to drive this. They're going to park this at the Capitol building. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're actually getting involved in one of the parades. I think it's one of the other pictures that I showed you there, Pimp. They're getting involved in one of the parades, but they just got to get the funding to get there. That's the only thing they're really after right now. Like I said, it is a non-for-profit. It is veteran based. I mean, when I first got involved with Remembering America's Heroes, man, I was like, a freshman in high school. Actually, I wasn't even in high school yet. I was just transferring from junior high to high school. And I got so involved in this program. The first year in 2001, we had Ross Perot come and speak at the program. I thought that was just stellar. And then we got to meet Miss America during that time. And
one more time, please give us the internet address, please.
It's good. You can get on your Google search bar and look up Remembering America's Heroes. And yeah, that's where they're at. Some jackwagon on a quad.
I put www dot. I hope that don't confuse everybody.
I think it's RAH heroes.com. I'd have to go and double check that and make sure. I tried to get a hold of Ken Buckles earlier today to try to get his Stidmid on here and maybe have him come on, but he's not very tech savvy, so he probably wouldn't figure it out very well. But
I can relate to that. I know I'm not dangerous.
Yeah.
Real.
We know.
Real dangerous.
The struggle is real, gentlemen. The struggle is real. I guarantee you. I can't fault the guy.
No.
I figured he'd be friends with High Tech because High Tech can do all that stuff.
High Tech can do everything. Good Lord.
High Tech's the only man I know who can sit at your house and catch you talking shit and shut your computer off from his house. Okay. Mess around with High Tech.
I know, I've seen him do it.
Yeah. What the heck happened? Oh, I love you, High Tech. Nope, too late. Too late. You're
late. You're done. You're done cooked.
You're done.
Next thing you know, your computer's full of Asian ass porn. You got a lot of viruses in it. That's all I can say. So,
Asian midget porn.
Yeah, whatever nasty you want to put in there. He's that good. So keep playing with him. All I got to tell you is just keep on playing with him. But he's a good dude. Guys, hit that like and share button. Subscribe. Those are on YouTube, those are on Facebook, like it, please, and give us a big heart or something. The more you guys like this, the more it gets out. Pretty good numbers through the week. I'm very proud of the numbers. Let's see if we can get them back to some of the old numbers we used to have a long time ago. All right, Carl. Again, I put the address on here. Remembering American Heroes, RAH.com. However you guys want to search that, look for that. Please donate if you can. I don't care if we get $5, man. Please hit them up, do something with them.
Anything counts. Their website, you can get on their website and it'll show where they've got a donation little tab and anything. I mean, I don't care if it's $1.50. Something will help them get where they need to go and where they want to be. And like I said, it's a very big deal. We treated them very badly when they came home. We called them all kinds of names and all kinds of stuff. And we treated them like garbage. And that's why he's saying that stuff there on the back of that Humvee. I don't know if you can zoom in on that picture there, Richie.
It says, Dear Vietnam veterans, we are sorry for how we were treated when you returned. Sorry how you were treated when you returned. That's simple. That's just a simple apology right there. It says it all.
It's plain and simple.
Help them out, guys. If you can, donate.
Yeah.
Donate to them. If you can map out their routes, and some of you guys hold flags up or just salute them, clap, anything on their route.
That kind of stuff right there. Like I said, I don't know their route yet. I'll get more information on that. Maybe come back next week and get more info with emails and donation slots and what they need, what they actually need and how they need it. And if I can find out their routes and they're coming through little towns like that, to hold flags on them would just absolutely melt Buckles' heart. And his wife, Melinda Dixon. It would absolutely it would make them just, more into what they're doing. They would be more apt to do it more and more and more. And it would just mean the world to me. I've known Ken Buckles since I was a freshman in high school. So, and go on
the website there, check it out, guys. Leave a comment. Tell them you've seen the report on King's Court. Courtesy of Carl Loomis. Carl's not asking for a shout out. I'm gonna give him one. That's just
thanks, sir.
Just tell him who did it, and damn, the guy's been a friend of his a long time. Just tell him you've seen it on King's Court. Courtesy of Carl Loomis. He was on the guest on there. Also, guys, we got a Last week we had Tracy Hopkins on. What a beautiful woman. That woman is just excellent.
She is great.
You know, she don't get on talk about her politics. She gets on there and tries to help everyone with suicide. That's a terrible, terrible thing. Not just veteran suicide, but all suicide in general. And she helps a lot of the family. She's more after it happens. We're based on trying not to let it happen. She's based on after it happens.
After it happens to get them through it.
She's got a bad deal. So anyway, she's got what you call a KC Ride to Fight Suicide. KC Ride to Fight Suicide. Her name's Tracy Hopkins. Common spelling on that. Okay. If you want to ride or you want to sponsor, contact Tracy Hopkins. Her phone number, and I'm authorized Facebook to give this number. YouTube, I'm authorized to give this number. 1-816-803-3772. Again, 1-816, that's a Kansas City prefix, 803-3772. Tell her you've seen her on King's Court, and you would love to talk to her about the ride, maybe sign up for the ride, sponsor the ride, whatever. Listen, she's a lady that puts her money where her mouth is, okay?
That's right.
So all the donations she takes from this will do what she says it's going to do. I can guarantee you. I wholeheartedly endorse her, okay? So check her out. You guys know her. She doesn't need no invitation anywhere in the civilized world. Everything she does. So again, Tracy, I hope you're watching. I know she's busy on Wednesday nights. Thank you for coming on. You're welcome anytime. Carl, you're welcome anytime. Carl, we want to hang around a little bit for mysteries today.
Sure, we'll do that. We'll go for it.
We'll hang around, bud.
All right, buddy. Let's get our official tab. I ain't been putting a tab on it, and somebody called me on it. So there's our freaking tab. Now leave me alone. All right. All right. Today, guys, we're going to talk about the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, Nessie.
Nessie.
Yeah.
Now,
Good old Bessie.
Good old Nessie.
I thought this came to a head and was ended, but apparently it's not ended. There's still people that swear on everything that's holy and creative that there is a damn Loch Ness Monster. And we're going to get into some of the evidence. There was some DNA testing done. Those of you don't know, back in 2018. So we'll cover all that. But first says Pimp got the common spelling thing from the time he shit in a cop car. Yeah,
you ain't never going to live that down.
No, I still go in a place right now. Hey, ain't you the guy? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm him.
27 years ago.
Yeah, I can't get away from Oregon City because I actually took a dump on the hood of the cop car.
Yeah. Wow, I still remember that going in Angelica, Conquering Hill, redneck, bam. They were all cheering that. You're going to get me in trouble even more, you buttheads. Anyway, so let's get on with this Loch Ness Monster thing here. We're going to go down here. We're going to present this to y'all now. Like I said, 2018, they did a DNA and a sonar search. Okay, and those of you who don't know what sonar is, it's stuff that goes through the water and like smoke and clouds and stuff to see with things you can't see. Okay, so we're going to skip a lot of this crap. The DNA test was done in 2018. An international team consisting of researchers from the University of Otago, Copenhagen, Hull, and the Highlands. You know, the Highlands of Scotland. In the end, there could be only one. And the island did a DNA survey. I got a Highlander episode. A Highlander nut is what I was back in the day. Did DNA survey of the lake in June of 2018, looking for unusual species. This falls in that category. Okay. Mm-hmm. The results were published in 2019. Okay. No DNA of large fish such as sharks, sturgeons, catfish could be found. Stop right there. There is people who say they go down to catfish all the time. Well, there's no freaking catfish in there. Why are they fishing down there? One study that I read, that as they were filming some of this stuff, they seen a bull shark. As y'all know, bull sharks are one of two only sharks that can go from salt water to fresh water and not bother them. Okay, they've been known to go up the Mississippi River as far as Quincy, Illinois, and almost into the Missouri River. Okay, so yes, bull sharks have been seen in this area. So now I don't understand if the DNA is not accurate, or maybe there just wasn't in there enough to take a damn DNA sample of them. Okay, you figure catfish would be prominent, but let's move on. No otters, which I find not hard to believe, or no seals, which they had a picture of manatee swimming in this thing. So again, maybe they're not of the seal family. I don't know. None of them were obtained. None of the DNA were obtained either, though there was a lot of eel DNA, which are nasty little creatures. The leader of the study, Professor Neil Jummel of the University of Otago, said he could not rule out the possibility of eels of extreme size. There is some giant ass seals, and what we call giant, what some people call giant are different, but there's some big eels in this place. Okay, though none were found, nor were any ever caught. That doesn't mean a lot to me either. The other possibility is that their large amount of eel DNA simply comes from many giant scaly not a giant scaly reptile swimming around in Loch Ness Monster. Who said Nessie was scaly? See, we don't know. Back in 2023, a high-tech redneck was over there apparently in 2023. I got him right here. The 90th anniversary of the search. What this consists of is this. It's been 90 years because this thing started in 1933. In August of 2023, a weekend of high-tech searching was done, and the observance of the 90th anniversary of the 1933 Aldi Makey sighting. The event was coordinated by the Loch Ness Exploration Volunteers in collaboration with Loch Ness Visitor Center. The technology was used sonar for mapping of any Loch Ness bed, thermal imaging. Us military guys know what that's all about. Thermal imaging drones to scan the surface, and hydrophones, underwater microphones. These things will pick up a duck fart, if that's true. Okay, which did record some sounds, but were probably ducks. So they probably were ducks farting. Okay, well, how the hell they even probably were ducks. You put probably in something. I don't believe anything. Right? Probably Joe Biden snoring. Shut up. Despite a large turnout, the searchers on site on hundreds more viewing on internet cameras pointed at Loch Ness. There was no conclusive sightings. All right. Now, those of you who want to know about this, they had a picture, a well-known famous photograph, and I'll go back, scroll right back up here after all these researchers that said they found him. Okay. This was the original photo, if y'all remember. Okay.
I remember that being in my dictionary when I was a kid.
Yes, this was fake. I thought it was fake when I first seen it because the scale didn't really matter, didn't match. But this was a hoax. It's a picture back in 1933. A guy made this picture of a rubber. It was a rubber dinosaur. Okay, and he did it for gas money. And I watched the deal on back when History Channel had actual information on there than what they got now. They did a whole deal about this, and so a couple guys wanted to sell this photo. So a couple guys on ship walked off ship because they didn't want to be part of it. They knew it was fake, right? And they said it was a lake monster. They named it Champ. Those you remember that? Ogopogo, excuse me, and Otamaha. Those are some of the names for this thing. Nessie, Nessenlider, other names for it. Country, Scotland. Region, Loch Ness, Scottish Highlands. That was fake. Okay. And then they swear they had paranormal sightings. So I guess this couple of this Loch Ness's ancestors probably came back and seen him. So they got some paranormal. Now, I'm not knocking paranormal. I'm just saying these are some of the things that they said they seen. One of them's fake. That's a hoax. It's been proven as a hoax. And so these are, and look, I'll go slow. Look at all these different investigations and sightings of people. Most of them
they really believed that back then. They really believed that stuff back then. It was crazy.
Most of them didn't know each other. Had no idea who they were, said to see the same things. Get down to 1934, and this is another image that they swear they seen. And some guy did this back in 2018, and he thought maybe that was a couple manatees swimming together. And they showed it, a couple manatees doing it, and it resembled quite a bit. Okay. But, so there's been all kinds of things in this water. You just don't know. Okay. Until you find the actual Loch Ness monster themselves, no one's really going to believe it anyway. Okay. But the DNA was pretty clear, and the sonar engine pretty clear, and they said there was nothing in there. My question to you is this: how do they know for sure? Because you're going to tell me that big ass body of water is 700 feet deep. That's how deep this lake is, 700 feet deep. There's no catfish in there at all. People say they caught catfish in this damn thing. Right? They seen bull sharks in there, Greenland sharks, but they said there's no sharks been DNA in there. So I don't know maybe if what they looked at or what kind of DNA, or maybe some of the DNA they thought were specific animals, all the same animal. Then I don't know. But they got a lot of eels in there, and this could be a giant eel. It absolutely could be. That could be the Loch Ness monster all the time. Maybe people did see something, and it could be a giant eel. But we're still scrolling. We're only up to 2014. Okay, and then you get 2021. In September, it was reported that a 20-foot, 6.1 creature was captured on a live stream near Loch. That was in 2021. That's some of the best technology in the 2000s right here you're dealing with. They said they seen something. Again, not quite sure what it was. They did sonar studies. They've had numerous accounts. Robert Rines, he studied in 1972, 1975, 2000, and 2008. He's put a long time into this. And they found nothing. Sightings lack of significant sonar readings and his decline in eyewitness accounts in 2008. So from 2008, people must have switched to different drugs because the sightings have all dropped. And he undertook the final explanation using a sonar and underwater camera and attempting to find a carcass. Rines believed that the animals may have failed to adapt to the temperature changing resulting in global warming. Nothing was found, not a carcass, nothing. Again, fish could have ate this thing. They could have carried it out to the river, which it's attached to, and to the river on out to the sea. Don't know. Again, here we are now searching for Loch Ness Monster in 2023. I've seen this one too. In 2023, the BBS, which is British Broadcasting Channel, sponsored a search of the Loch using 600 sonar beams. That's a lot of damn beams, guys, and a satellite tracking. The search had sufficient resolution to identify a small body. That's a small boat. No animal of substantial size was found, and despite their reports, the scientists involved admitted that this proved the Loch Ness Monster was a myth. And you can find that if you go looking, searching for Loch Ness Monster, aired on BBC One in 2003. You can take a look at that yourself. Now here we are. We're finally getting down to where we started. So before I go any further with the other evidence, let me come back on this main screen here and take this off and get the boys in here. Gentlemen, what say you guys? How far were you at? What you say?
I think Nessie exists. I do.
Okay.
I've seen pictures way back when in the 70s, photographs of it swimming across the lake. They've tried to say it was some type of a giant eel or fish or some sort of an anomaly that looked like some type of strange marine life. But no, I think there's a lot of undiscovered stuff under the water that we haven't even scratched the surface of it yet. And I think every once in a while something pops its little head above and says, "Hello, look at me. Now I'm going back down. See you later."
That's true. That's true, Commander, because I'll tell you something. They've seen this certain creature that's supposed to have been extinct for 90 million years, keeps washing up on the bank. It looks like a dolphin with elongated snouts on it with teeth. They found carcasses of it. They found skin. Now, if they find skin, you ain't gonna tell me it's 90 million years old.
No.
Find that damn salt. The salt would ate it up. Okay, so it had to be relatively newer. We have no idea what's in the bottom of the ocean. Hell, we can't even get to the Titanic without blowing up.
Oh, I know that's right.
Titanic's what, 4.5 miles deep? That's it.
Yeah, right at 5.
Try to go down there where when the sun can't penetrate down to it. Keep your ass out of it. I get you, some rich white dude's going to try to go down there and blow his ass up. Okay.
You want to hear a bad dad joke about the Titanic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you know that the pool's still full of water?
Yeah. The drinking glasses still got water in them too.
Yeah.
You can hear a duck farting in water, but there's so much. We know more about the land now because of technology, because of drones and satellite stuff.
Right.
We still have no idea.
Oh, we've got undiscovered country up in the great Northwest. We've got undiscovered country down in the rainforest of South America.
Right. And we could better find them there. No, there's so much land or so much water mass We have no idea. We don't even know if all these sharks they say are exempt. We don't know. There's a shark called
Oh yeah,
Colossus.
like the megalodon.
Yeah.
Go read Colossus the shark. This gigantic son of a gun. I think he's dead because I hadn't seen him. The ocean's so
I remember watching when I was a kid, the big red one. It was the stinking octopus that was ginormous. Do you ever remember that movie?
Yeah.
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 I don't know if he's.
There's all kind of creatures. We have no idea. So, Commander, you probably maybe it's something out there. Maybe it's some animal that we already know. We just ain't seen yet.
Right.
It could be and it could be. There is inbred animals. There's pigs born two heads all the time. It could be a dorkfish, like one comedian said a long time ago. Could be a dorkfish.
Bill Engvall.
You don't know. It could be a dorkfish. It could be some type of 3-headed eel.
Could be.
Don't know.
Have any idea.
I'll have to go dig the video, but there's a video around April 1st every year that pops up on the it pops up at the Hood River Dam, the Dalles Dam down there. And it's a fish. It's clearly a fish swimming, but it says it says April Fool's Day, maybe Nessie is real. I'll have to find the video and send it to you, but it looks like the way they mimicked it, in the fish ladder, it looks like a Nessie.
Yeah, see. Dean Cerny, we know more about space than we know about our oceans. Yes.
That's true.
You know why? Because we haven't got the equipment to go deeper in the water. We just don't.
That's right.
And anything we drop down there that we can't always bring back because it's got to be. I read somewhere if they built these underground ships to go in the water, the window's got to be at least a minimum of 9 inches thick.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't shoot through 9 inches thick. A bullet can't go through 9 inches thick glass. Okay. So they got to be a minimum of that. My God, how thick they got to be to get to the bottom,
Yeah, exactly.
And Dean says, join the Navy SEALs, see the world. Don't forget to mention the 3/4 of the world is covered in water.
That's right.
Yes. And better listen, if you're going to Navy, also do me a favor.
Loaded with that H2O.
If you go in the Navy, learn how to swim.
Yeah, do that, please.
When I was in the Marine Corps, I took a trip over to Bosnia, fine little country that was.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
I was actually on Navy ships, some Navy corpsmen who couldn't swim. They were freaking paranoid, freaking out. I said,
oh my gosh!
How long you been stationed in this boat? I was on the USS Ponce, which is traveled with the mothership USS Saipan in Pensacola. So we were on this thing, and these guys like, man, I've been in the Navy 4 years. I said, you can't freaking swim? No. What else did you get in life raft? He goes, I'm shark shit. Damn, that's one of the first things they taught the Marines. If you couldn't swim, they kicked your ass out of boot camp. They didn't have time to play with you. You better swim. And it just caught me off guard. Navy can't what?
They taught us in the Army how to swim.
Your one job is water. Okay, that's your one thing is water, and you can't swim. It'd be like a Coast Guard. A guy could join the Coast Guard, do rescue missions in the water, but he can't swim either.
Yep.
You better fly the chopper, dude. That's like you, man. What the hell? No idea being in the Navy is keep your ass on the boat. Yes, sir. So let's go look at some more of this other evidence here. We'll get back to the to hell ever this is called. Nessie. Yes, back here to Nessie. Okay. Right here. I asked earlier what kind of fish were in this lake. And so I'm gonna put up to you what I found. It says fish that I caught in Loch Ness, fishing for ferret trout, sea trout, brown trout. That's funny. Somebody been shitting there. You find brown trout. and the mighty Atlantic salmon. You never know what you'll catch in Loch Ness. Half day or full day trips. Now, if you don't know what you're catching there, why are they saying there's no catfish ever been in Loch Ness? I got a real problem with that because people said they go down to catfish and they catch catfish out there. So I don't know if catfish are misdiagnosed or not diagnosed, misrepresented or what. So those are some of the fish they claiming it now. Can any of these fish, these big trout, these salmon be mistaken for Loch Ness? Could they get big? Do they get that big?
I don't think they get big enough where they got a head that sticks up out of the water several feet.
The only thing that grows without limitations is a sturgeon. It's an exoskeleton.
Right. So
Yeah.
the Loch Ness, a little description of it. It's deep fresh water. Okay, so that eliminates a lot of things. The loch is the largest water volume in Scotland. It was created in the last ice age around 10,000 years ago and sits on the giant Glen Fault, which runs from Inverness to Fort William in the south. It's these very facts and more that make Loch Ness water a tartane design. So this thing is monstrous. It's built by the glaciers. It's 700 feet deep.
That's how big. That's how big the. Wow.
Well, that's what it is. And also Loch Ness Lake, they call it, hooks to the Loch Ness River, which all rivers run in the ocean, sea somewhere. Okay. And so they can come up in there. Over 36 kilometers long, around 227 meters deep. Damn. You never know what you will hook into in the loch, with opportunities to catch fish such as brown trout, sea trout, fox trout, pike. Pike get big, they got teeth.
Yeah.
And Atlantic salmon. And there's plenty to keep interest when you fish with it. So you can see all kind of things right here that they talk about to give a brief description of it. So it damn sure is big enough. And there's plenty of food in there for something to live in there and eat. Okay. Loch Ness Monster would likely eat fish, particularly salmon. That sets up to be perfect for him. Some theories that it could also consume plant life. Okay, there are obviously lots of weeds in there, especially if they're warm-blooded animal. The Loch Ness could also be a precision fish eater. Eat a lot of fish. So basically what I'm telling you guys is this. I'm going to piggyback what Commander said. Commander, he's more closely to believe in Loch Ness Monster than he believes in Bigfoot. Could it be a giant eel? Was my next thing where I'm going here. Are the giant eels Loch Ness? Now, a new study suggests it's highly improbable for giant eels to match the reported sightings of Loch Ness Monster. They may still be big eels in the Loch Ness, just not the super big ones that could be mistaken for Nessie. Here's the thing with sightings, guys. Me, Carl, and Commander could go look at something far off in the water. We all have different depth perceptions, okay? We can all look at something and come up with a different description.
Sure.
Not because we're lying. Not because we're lying. This is because of our perception. I don't know what they're seeing out there. I don't know.
But there's enough perception from three different individuals that you can, somewhere in that description, some things are going to hook together. You know what I'm saying?
They are. Now, could we identify? Could it be an eel? Could it be a fish? The three of us won't know. What we saw is what we saw. There's a people that said he saw Loch Ness. He went and got a boat, went out, and it was a log that floated to the top, weird shaped log. It had a lot of gas in it. Okay. And so it floated up. So he admitted that what he thought he saw was not, and he come said it was a log I seen, and he went out and got his own boat, looked at it. But says while there have been varying theories suggesting Loch Ness Monster could be a giant catfish, especially a Wales catfish, which just popped up here lately about the Wales catfish. These things are monsters. You ever seen these damn things? Go watch Jeremy Wade, the river monster guy. You want to see a Wales catfish?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no record of anyone catching a catfish in Loch Ness. I think it's bullshit. People say they go to catch them. I don't know. I don't know what they got to drink over there. But I don't know. And it's considered unlikely that they are native to be loch. While the Wales catfish can grow very large, up to 13 feet long and 800 pounds.
Wow. That's big.
That could be mistaken for about anything, okay?
Yeah.
You can say Bigfoot's got fins swimming if that's the case. 13 feet, 800 pounds ain't no punk animal. There's no documented evidence of their presence in Loch Ness. All right. It says elaboration. The catfish theory. Some say Loch Ness monster hunters like Steve Fethman suggested the sightings could be explained by Wales catfish, prominent overseas. These things are huge and they're all over there, okay, which are native to Eastern Europe, like I was just telling you, and can be found in other parts of the world as well. But No catfish records. Despite the theory, there are no official records of whales catfish being released or caught in Loch Ness. Lack of DNA evidence, like we covered earlier.
Right.
Recent DNA analysis of Loch Ness water samples did not detect any sturgeon or catfish DNA. Of course, I don't, see, that's maybe something else going on.
So they're talking about the water didn't detect any DNA of those types of species?
Yeah.
They did water, they did mud and sand samples, because all this stuff settles on the bottom. And
Right.
I watched this deal, is a 4-day deal on back in 2018. And I watched them do this. And guys, they ran in grid squares, and us veterans know what the hell grid squares are. You overlap some of your things. There's no way to miss anything. Now, this animal could have went around the boat. Okay. No, he couldn't go all the way across the lake and do it all at one time. Because if they know these guys are sharp, these animals are sharp. They're not stupid animals. They know how to survive all these many years. But the DNA should be cat's meow. But apparently it leaves more questions than it answers. Okay. Other fish in Loch Ness. Loch does contain various fish species, including eels, salmon, trout, Arctic chart. The monster is a myth. The Loch Ness monster is widely considered a myth, with many sightings potentially explained by other factors, misinterpretations of natural phenomena, like the logs that are full of gas and crap like that. So I brought you that to go back. I got one more piece of evidence before we get into our diagnoses. Like we're going to diagnose anything, but we're just three rednecks don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That's right. So in 2024, which is not far off from last year, guys.
Right.
Loch Ness monster remained elusive, with only 3 official recognizing sightings. Well, that's because since over the years the methods developed properly. So anyway, making the lowest annual number in over a decade. One sighting involved a sonar image, another an anonymous sound captured by a boat. The ducks farting, they said, and a third on an eyewitness account back in April of 2024. While these reports added to the ongoing mystery, they haven't proved definite proof of Nellie's existence. Elaborating on the 2024 sighting, one eyewitness account, a Canadian, well, I don't need to read no further. A Canadian couple, I'll give them their due, reported seeing a possible Loch Ness monster while on vacation in Scotland. Okay. They captured a photo of what they believed was Nessie, according to the report by the Northern Times, and submitted to the official Loch Ness monster sighting register, which has been the standard bearer for Nessie since 1996. Sonar image. A captain of a cruise boat, I said it, captain of a cruise boat, claimed to have found Nessie using a sonar system, detecting a large object near 100 meters beneath the surface, according to an article on the Telegraph. The object resembled a plesiosaur, which is just like that old picture you've seen. Okay, it looks kind of like an eel and a dinosaur made love and had that. A group of reptiles some believe the monster may be related to. Okay, maybe an alligator stuck in there when a dad went to work, alligator come on, hit the mom, and there you go. We don't know. All right, this anonymous sound, a boat captured an anonymous sound that recognized as potential Nessie sighting. Here we go. Ongoing research and the mystery of Nessie. The Loch Ness Center community investigated the mystery of Loch Ness, with the general manager emphasizing their commitment to finding answers. Some researchers believe that the giant eels living in Loch Ness might be the source of the legend, with DNA tests showing high concentration of eel DNA in the loch. While the center is open to new possibilities, they also acknowledge that many sightings can be attributed to natural phenomenon like displacement wakes created by boats, which can resemble the classic multiple humped sea serpent, certain types of methamphetamine. Oh, no, sorry, I didn't say that. My bad. The Loch Ness Center.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, don't lie. We don't. Yeah, stop it. Stop. As I say, Cherokee. Hesty. Stop. And the Loch Ness Center is actively seeking new skipper for their deep Scan. Why they need a new guy for? I've seen Nessie. You're out of here. Go. Yeah. The legend of Nessie continues to fascinate and inspire, with many believing that the mystery is far from solved. Okay, far from solved. What say you guys? I'm back live here. What say you guys? Let's go take some of these comments while you're all thinking. Commander, you already said you believe. There's probably Nessie. Carl, where are you at?
You know, it's kind of one of those things. It's probably the biggest hoax in the United States and throughout the world that draws people for tourism, in my personal opinion. I just, it's like, but then again, if a crocodile or an alligator can be considered as an ancient animal or someone that's been around for 100 years, their breed, then I think that maybe it could be a thing. But see, I'm more apted towards believing in Bigfoot too, just because back on BB Nation, we did an episode with Sergeant Squatcher way back in the day. And, he had a lot of good points and a lot of good things. And I myself have possibly ran across a sighting or someone who has seen him before. But the Loch Ness Monster thing, I don't know, man. That's kind of like a...
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So kind of split so far. I'm going to explain it like this. Not only is the universe so damn big, we can't tell there's not aliens. The odds are in the universe there's intelligent life. If you're one of the guys thinking there's no such thing, you're a fool because it's so damn big. There's no way you can prove it's not. If they say they find a plant growing on another planet. If they find plants growing on another planet, there's intelligent life. Your theory is already beat. Okay. Same with this ocean. It covers 75% of the globe.
Right.
They estimate this thing to be deep as hell in some spots. And if you don't believe it, take a look at your mountain ridge. Take a look at the ridges of the United States. How high it goes, Mount McKinley and all those mountains, way down low to like New Orleans is actually under the ocean level and back up and stuff. That's the same way it is. That Earth does the same thing in the water. You got giant depths, you got highs, and you got lows. Okay. So is there something out there? Probably.
Could be.
Maybe my theory is it's probably an animal that we already know. But again, your depth perception, water as a background is never a good thing to have water as a background because it throws everybody's eye off. This could be giant eels. It very well could be. It could be a new species eel. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea. I'm thinking Nessie is real, but I don't think it's a dinosaur. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, somebody could create him because, after all, they did bring back the dire wolf. Although the dire wolf is not real. I mean, I tell you why. Well, it's not full blood, what I'm trying to say, because they had to take a modern day wolf female.
Yeah.
To carry this DNA. So it's her DNA is in there also. So the fact they consider it 100% dire wolf, that's not quite accurate.
I'll give several.
I don't even.
75% dire wolf. Okay.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to get into the dire wolves because the governor over here, the wonderful Tina Tampon over here in Oregon, decided that she wanted to import 3 of them over here in our neck of the woods. And
I'm sorry.
Tina, sorry, Tina Kotex, my bad, or Tampax, whatever you want to call her. Anyway, she allowed them, and the crappy thing is right now there's 2 of them down in California that I know of that are both collared, and they ripped apart.
They said there's only 3 on the planet. The 3 they made, they said there's only 3 of them on the planet.
Well, and it must be a different set of wolf, but it disemboweled a elk on a gentleman's porch in California, Northern California.
If you knock on hell's door, don't get mad when the devil answers it. Don't be surprised, you moron.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't be ignoring him not answer it. Listen, I think she might be, the Kotex lady might be onto something. Maybe she's going to get a couple of these dire wolves and put them over in Portland and take care of the homeless situation. They can feed forever.
I don't know, man. There's so many messed up individuals over there. I don't think the dire wolves would even want to eat them.
Oh, they'd be laying around. You can tell them to eat one because they'd be laying around in the middle of the day.
I'd probably crap myself and jump for the river.
Yeah, be like that damn Cocaine Bear movie. If you ain't seen that fucking movie, go watch that funny ass movie. That was more comical to me than it was scary. I'd have shot me being a redneck. I'd have shot the damn thing with 12 gauge in the head and been done with his ass. But they got to have drama in Hollywood. Some idiot.
Yeah.
Why do you climb a tree from a bear? A bear can climb a freaking tree. They climb a tree real good. They can knock trees over.
They climb really good.
Yes.
Gee, I mean, I never understood. Let's not go there. This is Loch Ness time. All right. BJ Reed, Commander's wife, supporter of the channel here, says even if Loch Ness Monsters is not real, the folklore and tourism has generated, and the pride of the generation amongst the Scottish locals make it a real to them. It's kind of like Santa Claus to me. It doesn't hurt anyone to believe in you. Nope. It don't hurt anybody to be transgender, but they're still stupid thinking men can get pregnant. Men don't need Kotex.
You and Charlie Kirk need to team up, sir.
What's that?
I said you and Charlie Kirk need to team up.
Oh my God, I'd love to meet Charlie Kirk. If somebody can facilitate, I sent him a message, but somebody can facilitate that. Oh my goodness, I'll do it. I'll go on his channel. He don't have to come on here. I'll go on his. Okay.
Yeah, back in the 70s when this Loch Ness monster, when Nessie the Loch Ness was really hyped up and really at its peak back then.
Mm-hmm.
There were scientists that said, well, if Nessie the Loch Ness does exist, and it's some sort of a creature that has made its way from dinosaur days or whatever, that's there. It couldn't survive very long because of its size. It would eventually eat all the fish that's in the lake. And I got to thinking, no, there ain't no way.
No, I couldn't. There's so many fish
Anything
that come
that
up the
deep and
river.
that big? No. It couldn't. It wouldn't eat itself out and starve itself by eating all the fish.
They're not.
No way.
They're smart. Redneck A-hole said it could be ex-wife. They see floating. It could be somebody's ex-wife. Could be.
Well,
Unsolved mysteries. Yeah. Get Paul Harvey over there. And now you know the rest of the story. No, I never brought up whether or not Nessie had a penis or a vag. That's true. That's true. We don't know. It could be a hermaphrodite. It could be a hermaphrodite dinosaur.
Yeah.
We have no freaking clue what the hell Nessie is.
Could reproduce like an earthworm.
Yeah. Now she's over laughing. She probably spit her coffee up or something. DJ did, right? Next thing you're going to tell me, the transgender's going to get together. We need to raise money for Nessie. Nessie needs some type of sexual surgery. So for her definition, I swear to God, and everything. Hold it. I will drive to whoever starts that shit. And hold on. Goose Fraba. Okay,
Richie was about to go on a tangent, and we were all along for the ride.
I was about to say some things. Okay, but I'm
wait a couple more episodes.
This is not the show for that. For those delusions of. Here we go. Yeah. So, that's where we're unlocking this monster. We provided some evidence.
Yeah.
I was really shocked that the DNA didn't end it. But the DNA left me with some questions. They say there's no catfish in there, but people have caught catfish out of this damn thing.
Yes.
Now they not be catfish if it's attached to a river. And maybe they run in and run out. Maybe they come in there and crap, and so they can do their DNA and go out to the river and hang out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no freaking idea. But 700 feet deep, gentlemen, something could live in this lake.
Yeah.
If you don't know what 700 feet is, go look up what a mile is and start dividing off from a mile. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go walk that mile, right? And see how far 700 feet is then. And remember, it's long, 700 feet deep, and it's long. What, 220 some kilometers, 220 kilometers? Could it harbor things? Yeah, it could harbor big ass eels. It sure can harbor big ass eels. Somebody said that they found a Greenland shark in there. And you ever seen these damn things? First of all, don't ever eat one of these. These got oily. They make you sick. They're nasty. They're like the white trash version of sharks, which is great shark. Okay. But if they're huge, if they can be in there, anything. We did an episode on about the Titanic. Okay, one of the parts of Titanic is where'd all the bodies go? Well, certain articles, if you read it, it says the Greenland shark was waiting on these people, and it was picking them up, eating them right out of their damn life jacket. They go up and get them and come out. Some of the survivors said they seen gray fish, big, large, huge gray fish, taking them out. So, you don't know. You don't know. Middle of the night, out there, everything looks different. Okay, if you don't believe me, shut off all the lights in your house.
You know, when they show pictures of the Titanic down there on the bottom, and you see just nothing but shoes littered everywhere. Well, that's where the bodies originally wound up, but the pressure is so strong on the bodies that it just turns the bodies to mush.
That's another thing. People are saying they never made it to the bottom. The bodies never made it to the bottom at all, and their life jackets and clothes, they would have floated out on over the edge. And it's this thing sits on an edge. If you go look at the photo, it sits on the edge. Not far from that edge is a couple more mile drop off.
Yes.
Down there, you'll never know. We'll never find anything. And it's been over 100 some years ago, so we don't know. But the Loch Ness Monster, guys, is curious to me.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you there's not. I'm not going to tell you there is. But I do believe there's something in there. There's too many damn people, too many sightings of something that there not be something there.
Right. There's something there.
And I don't think it's logs. Right. I don't think it's all logs and stuff like that. I think there's some actual there.
I think there's a live creature that's literally swimming around and living a happy life in the water and ain't bothering nobody, and just once in a while somebody gets a glimpse of him.
Right. Or her. Now, a question I come up with earlier today, my mind works in mysterious ways. That ought to be our next mystery. Will they find evidence of Loch Ness Monster? Find Nessie, whatever it is? Or will they find Amelia Earhart?
Ooh.
Now, the way things keep evolving, how long before they discover Amelia Earhart? Are we there yet? Have we got technology? Probably not yet. But this sonar, I mean, what we reported, what was that, Commander, last year or something like that? They thought they found her ship. Turns out it was rock formation shaped just like a damn plane, which is
just like a plane, yeah.
Okay. So, will they ever find her? Probably. But will it happen in our lifetime?
Probably not.
Well, Nessie,
they haven't found her yet.
Well, Nessie actually happened in our lifetime, or whatever it is they're going to pin it on. Don't know. These are questions you guys need to ask yourselves. We don't know. You got a better chance of Donald Trump having a third term than finding Amelia Earhart. He can't have a third term. So So anyway, guys, it's been a great show. We appreciate Carl coming on, pimping these guys out one more time, guys. Carl is proud to be a spokesman for these people. I call it spokesman. That's a pretty good word. Take a look at this thing, man. Look at this beautiful.
Yeah, that is totally awesome.
That's a beautiful Humvee.
Yeah, they had that. They had the wrap donated on that too, and all the stickers were all donated to from a local wrap company. And I came up with that, and they personally, Ken and Melinda Dixon, his wife, personally picked that out.
Well, there you go.
I like that. That's awesome.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Now, before we get out of here, I forgot to do my memes. So we went from news to me. I got some funny ass memes for you up today.
Yeah, we got to have them.
Okay, this first one. There's at least 12 things wrong with this picture.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. There's a piece of Velcro strap.
I have to zoom in to look at this because my screen's so small. But what in the cousins?
Yes, that is a jack. That is a scissor jack.
My goodness.
There's a Velcro strap in there. There's a socket. There's a muffler clamp.
That's a muffler bearing, sir.
Yeah.
Damn.
And the hitch is upside down in the bumper and right side up in the tow hitch.
Yes.
Oh.
And there's a piece of wood because I can see the wood grain. Okay. Over here on the left. I don't know what the hell that. It's either wood.
He was making a panel hitch.
Or
that's what it was.
What? Or banana peeling or some crap over there.
What in the holy meth? That's messed up, man.
And then somebody put it. If you look, there's a CX. That's either a CX charger for your cell phone, or that's somebody's vaping machine. They got up to the top of the damn thing.
Okay, if they have one of those, that explains a lot.
And there's a gun lock. I'm sorry, that's a gun lock.
There is a trigger lock.
That's a gun lock.
Look at that.
Get the
Just
hell
better
out
luck.
of here.
Famous last words. That ain't going nowhere.
I look. I need some more information because
Same.
I want to know how far they traveled. If they made their destination, I will applaud them. I will give them 200 million entries into the mystery box. Okay. All right. But odds are,
Richie, I need you to send that to me because I got some people in my Facebook page that would do some dumb shit like that.
you know what? I'm afraid to tell you, but that probably come off some of my kin folks' vehicles. Okay. I mean, I don't know where to stand in awe, applaud it, or have somebody sent their HR for a piss test Monday morning. I don't know. But that is just a whole lot of holy hell. I need to get.
With me, and
That's a good title.
be.
That's a good title. The longer you look, the worse it gets. Yes, yes, yes.
You can't bake that in the oven long enough to get it done. There
No,
ain't no way.
And I kind of know. I kind of want to know what they're pulling.
I mean, it is a penal hitch.
Oh,
It
It is
is.
a penal receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I
I
can't.
know one
My
thing.
state says the silver.
They were
The Silver
determined.
State or whatever up here, the license plate. So I don't know what state that's out of, but damn.
Woo,
Damn.
they were
Okay.
determined to get where they were going to go.
All right, let's move on with that. My brain's about to blow up. I guarantee you, everybody who's been in an auto parts store has heard one of these comments.
Oh, here we go.
I need a spark plug, gas or diesel. I swear to God.
Amen.
All right.
Hold on.
Went in and looked for some spark plugs, and the guy flat out asked me what size my windshield wipers were.
Hold on. Commander's got a story here just a second, but let me get this. When I was in the Marine Corps, now I wasn't in to be a mechanic, but I'm not dumb neither. Okay. This new guy, claimed he was the best mechanic on earth. There's nothing he can't fix. We got tired of hearing about it. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what. I said, I need you to go out there, tell me how many spark plugs are in that engine and how fast you can change them. He said, well, let me see. There's probably 4 or 8 according to cylinders. Probably take me 20 minutes. I said, well, you go out there and change them. Go out there and change them. He actually goes out there, grabs the wrench, goes out there, and he's out there 20 minutes. He comes in with this bewildered look on his face. He said, man, I don't know if I broke them or what happened. These ain't spark plugs. I said, no, you dumbass. They're called glow plugs. They're in a diesel. They don't have spark because it ain't gas.
Yeah. Oh, way.
The military paid for this kid's schooling. Yeah, let's move on to another picture before I get pissed off.
Oh, my
Commander, would you please, for the love of God, tell that story?
Okay. I blew a fuse, didn't have tail lights or instrument lights. Okay. I go to the local auto parts store, and there's different size fuses, okay? I got different size under the hood. I got different size under the dash. Well, I wasn't for sure just which size of fuse. You know, you got the mini fuse, you got the medium size, you got the big, large fuses. They all got different amps. So I go up to the counter, and I tell them, I said, I need to know what size of fuse that my 2005 Ford E250 Econoline van is going to take so I can have tail lights and instrument lights.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Is that 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive? I said, what's that got to do with a fuse?
I'm not going to dime. I'm not going to dime nobody out. Okay, I'm just going to say the O'Reilly's in Cameron, Missouri. I'm not diming nobody out. The O'Reilly's in Cameron, Missouri. I went in to buy a light bulb for my trailer. Okay, keep up for my trailer.
Yeah.
This guy asked me several different questions. I had a light bulb in my freaking hand. Okay,
Yes.
we match up. He looked me dead in my eye and said, "Is that a 2- or a 4-wheel drive trailer?" I froze because in my mind, I was calculating how long I'd have to do in jail to be out by the holidays if I jerked him over the counter and slapped the shit out of him. Okay. I was calculating how many days I'd be in jail. Okay.
Yeah.
Because these guys want $13, $14, $15 an hour.
I went to the auto parts store a couple of years ago, told the young lady in there, I said, I need a tail light bulb for my van.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
She said, yeah. She said, we've got that in stock. She
Okay.
said, I said, I'm coming down to get it. She says, I'll go ahead and put it here on the counter. And she said, that way you won't have to go through the store to get it when you
Stop.
get here. It'll be
I know
right
where
there.
you're. There's
I
no
said,
way.
okay, no problem. So I walked through the door and I said, I called about that tail light bulb. Oh, yeah, here you go. And handed me a headlight. I said, tail light, not a headlight.
One more time. I'm going to refer to my friend here. All right, here we go. I need a clutch kit, automatic or standard. I'm going to leave that right there for a minute. Drink that in. Automatic or standard. Okay.
Well,
Redneck
dear
A-hole,
God,
my brother on here, Redneck A-hole, he's probably laying on the fucking floor hemorrhaging right now because he used to work at
don't ask for a throw-out bearing or a fork.
Godfather said it's a 6-wheel drive.
Oh
my
my
trailer's
God.
a 6-wheel drive.
Six-wheel drive.
That's what you tell them. No, it's a 6-wheel drive. And the look on their face. All right, here we go.
Now you gotta say what it is. Use it done. When you use it done, you go, a Judy kick like that right there, buddy. You done got some pot liquor, done been Judy kicked upside the head. Now I know the next question. Can you see that in action? And the answer is, yes, you can. All right, so look here. Let's say you're going through the trailer park. Let me back that up right there.
This guy kills me.
Yeah, we're
He's on
just going
something.
through the trailer park. What's that? Some pot liquor. What needs kicked upside the head? Judy kick. I about went down, didn't I? Ninja down. Huh? And you got your some pot liquor. What's done been kicked upside the dadgum head? You hear me? Boy, that's a bad mammy jammy right there with them, dadgum look all right. That's how hard I kicked that pot liquor right under. I broke his neck. You hear me? That's the power of that kick. The thrust in that ninja kick that I put on him. That right there, that'd have killed a man. And that's why they won't let me in the UFC. I've called and I've begged old Dana White let me in yonder, and they won't let me. They're scared I kill somebody.
Just so you know.
Just a redneck ninja pimp right there. Don't mess with that guy.
No,
I think the inbreeding in that family went just one time too many.
I broke his neck.
They called Dana White.
Oh,
Lord, stop.
Oh,
All right, guys, coming up, you know, my wife and I are going to be taking the train out to L.A., Long Beach area. We're going to be doing the show here. No, they didn't. Starring Roy Anthony. Him and some other bodies going to be on there. We're going to make a good show. Here, tell Danny Trejo might make an appearance.
Whoa.
He does. I got a man called Danny Trejo. I'm getting his autograph. Okay, he going to give it up too. Machete. That's right.
Machete.
And when I get back, well, I'm going to be in Maryville, Missouri, College Town, performing right there with my good buddy Roy Anthony. David Scott, y'all know David. He's been on here many times, on our podcast many times. Great guy. If you go on YouTube, look up comedy events on YouTube. I see some of you are our subscribers now. Thank you all very much. Look up something. Go down to the playlist and play a couple of David Scott's deals, man. He's got a piece of footage on there. It's funny. Richard Montano's on there, but I'm gonna be there with him. My MC, he's back. Our original MC, James Riley's gonna be performing, and of course your boy on here who no longer has that style of beard. You can tell it's an old photo. I'm gonna be there performing too. And then in July, I'm gonna be right here, the Outlaw Cigar and Brewery Factory, right there. We're celebrating 10 years of Reality Becomes. Reality Becomes was one of our major bands at most of our Warrior Fests. Great band. Matter of fact, a couple of their soundtracks are going to be in my movie coming up. Okay, so listen for them. Normally, in my scenes, and the scenes I'm in, that's the music that's going to play. So that's what they're saying anyway. But you're going to have Direct there, United USA, Yellowbird, Reality Becomes, and right there, there's some chubby dude named comedian Richie King going to be there performing. The show starts at 6:30 showtime. I'll probably be on stage probably 8 o'clock. I'll have to get verification for that. Still don't know yet. It's a birthday bash, Saturday, July 26th of 2025. It's Outlaw Cigar Brewery, 309 East 10th Avenue, North Kansas City. That's down on the river for those of you who don't know. Okay. We're also celebrating Matt. He's one of the members of Reality Becomes his 25 years of sobriety. All right, Dean, you know what it's like to have a long sobriety, man. This guy did it for 25 freaking years. So gonna be on. Also, I'm trying to find out where I get these right here. Or maybe some action figures. That's pretty close. Oh, he needs more of a different kind of head. But listen, that's pretty damn close right there.
The guy can Judy Kit can get you a different head there.
Yeah.
He'll just chop one off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got my calves, and the only thing these calves are good for is wearing shorts. Makes you look good in shorts because calves have no. It's really useful for the body. The bigger it is, the less important the damn thing is. Okay, I got ginormous calf muscles. Well, you got big muscles in your calves. It never benefited me a bit, so it made me look good in shorts. Okay, so that's where shout out to my niece. She made that for me. That's pretty cool. It's almost a dead ringer. Take the glasses off. Although my ass is getting older, I need to wear glasses. So there you go, guys. That was your episode of King's Court. Drinking in one more time. I hope this takes you.
Soak it up. Soak it up.
Next Tuesday. Please.
I wonder what the DOT officer had to say on that one.
I don't think he was ever.
Oh Lordy, I don't think he did it because of the paperwork.
And I hope he wasn't a veteran. And I hope he wasn't a veteran because he probably the 22 after seeing this. He's like, how in the hell you want me to report this fucking deal? Hell.
Oh shit.
This had to have been. No, I don't. I can't even say this is meth. I can't blame this on meth. There's got to be some inbreeding here.
Yeah.
Meth, inbreeding, two-tooth having, sour tea drinking. Yeah.
That's like I said. That's all messed up right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guys, we thank y'all for joining. We appreciate it. Give us a like. Give us some love up there. Share this stuff out. Share this to your friends. Tell them about it. Well, tell them about some of us. Okay, tell them about some of us on here. Again, I keep saying this to you. We're trying to build our YouTube page up. Jeff and I, get on the YouTube page and look at it. Take a good look at it. Some of the ganders on there. You have all of our live shows from this is on there. Plus, there's others. There's skits from my archives, and there's some comedy shows from the comedians who perform with us. And we're putting more comedy shows on there. We got to wait for their permission, of course. Okay, because they're copyrighted, a lot of them. So we'll wait for their permission to release them, and we'll put them on there for y'all. Guys, will you give us a closing? Carl, since you're the guest, where you go first, sir?
2 days ago was a year passing of a good friend of mine. Well, I found out another friend of ours, he did himself in, and it's really sad to think about it. There is help out there for you guys when you need it. I know it's a pride thing. You don't want the help. You don't need the help. Well, that's BS. You got to swallow it. You got to own it, and you got to live up to it. And there is help out there. And, call any of us at the BB Nation station, at King's Court here. I'm sure they will all listen to you. They'd rather spend 3 hours listening to you than 30 minutes at your eulogy. And be kind to each other and be kind to all humans. You don't know what kind of battle they're fighting. You don't know.
That's so true. You don't know.
Exactly. True. Very
Commander?
true. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah. I always say it, and I say it all the time, and I know it sounds like a broken record, and that's okay. I'll keep doing it. You're valuable. You are worth a lot. You're worth a lot just to the three of us here today that are talking to you. It takes a very strong person to say, "Help me, help." It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong. It means you're strong and you're reaching out. Somebody somewhere will listen to you. Somebody somewhere will point you in the right direction. That's happened with Richie and I here just not too long ago, and I think in all reality we probably kept one of those kept an individual from joining that 22.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it enough. Hang in there. You made it today. You can make it another one. I mean, laugh, smile. Just let everybody know that you are alive, and we're glad you're here with us. Just hang in there.
Well said. Well said. You know, like I always say, you're not worthless. You have value. Unless you're a child molester, then you're useless.
Yeah,
Get
well,
that away
then
with.
that's a different story.
But you have value. Don't get caught up. Some of us get caught up. You know, be careful who you make a deal with.
Yeah.
Make sure they're reputable people. There's people out there that only for them. They'll lie to you. They'll do all kind of unnecessary crap to betray you to get their own way. People are selfish. Okay. I'm of the, you know, I struggle every day with, you know, there's two sides of me. There's the old Richie who would just knock you out, just look at you, took pride in that. One shot, boom, you're out. Hit very hard, kick very hard. There's another part of me to try to be Mr. Nice Guy, you know, for my family, things like around. I'm gonna tell you this, and some people are gonna disagree with me, but this is true. Nice guys finish last. That's what I believe. What's in my head. You're nice guys finish last. You know, people talk about, well, what about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan was an asshole. He wasn't a nice guy. You ever seen him play? He'd dunk right in your face. Pat Mahomes, he's not nice. Okay, these sports guys, the ones that are great, have a mean streak.
Mm-hmm.
They do for a purpose. Okay, and so, but just watch who you deal with. You know, be kind to one another. Buy somebody a meal. Hell, don't hurt to feed somebody once in a while.
That's right.
Because everything will come full circle. Karma is ever evolving and ever rotating. Okay, karma will bite you on the crack of your ass. The people that kind of did me wrong, karma bit them on the ass.
No,
These guys
it'll happen every time.
These guys are about the same age as me, and some of them can't even move. Okay, get disability checks. I still bench press over 300 pounds. I still move. Not bragging. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Karma.
Just a fact.
Karma. Okay. It's okay to argue who's the best comedian in the world. I am, but it's okay to argue that point. It's okay to argue who your best favorite sports teams are. It's okay. It's okay. And I'd rather you argue about that than pick up a gun and go shoot somebody else over disagreement. Okay. That being said, guys, 22 a day sucks.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to all our fans out there: Dean, Cerny, Redneck A-Hole, BJ Reed, Carl Loomis, J-Dub when he's on here, High Tech Redneck. Boy, he's always got my. I'll never say anything bad about him if I want my computer to still work tomorrow.
That's right.
So High Tech, you're the greatest guy in all the land, brother. Yeah. Okay. Guys, love one another. It's a time now to get out. Come to this show, support your local community, support your bands. Okay. Go see these movies these guys are putting out. Put your butts in some seats somewhere, pay some money, and get you some entertainment. There's nothing to really laugh about right now, but good times are on the way. The storm's about to move out. You get outside, get some of that sunlight. Some of the best thing in the world for you, sunlight. If you're a fisherman, get after it.
Oh, that's right.
If you're a hunter, it's turkey season in some parts of the country right now. Take your ass out into off season, run your trail cams. Get your plans together. Figure out when to come for deer season. Stuff like that. A lot of stuff to do in the woods. If you like to hunt snakes, you want some boots. Get out there. I mean, did I say that? I mean, do not shoot endangered snakes. Okay? Don't shoot endangered snakes. All right? Unless they're trying to eat you from 20 feet away. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm Richie King, the bad man of comedy. Some of you know me as Redneck Pimp. Go over and check out my YouTube, my TikTok. Check out my TikTok at Redneck Pimp 101. Redneck Pimp 101. I've been putting some new jokes I have on there, some other new sayings, and some old sayings I've had. I've been putting them on there. So get a pretty good following. Redneck Pimp 101 on TikTok. Check it out, guys. That's it for today. We all thank you very much. On behalf of Carl, on behalf of Commander, we say, God bless y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it so much. We'll see you next Wednesday. Be good to one another. I want to see everybody here. I don't want to pick up paper and read about somebody 22ing.
That's right.
That's it. That sucks. That sucks.
Not allowed.
Take care of yourselves. Donor Dog Hoy. Hostos.